So I left my guitar out in its case, thankfully, in my trunk because I just have ADHD and this is what happens. And so I ran out there right now. It's been out there for about a little more than 24 hours, almost like maybe like 23, 20, 25 hours. And so so yeah. So let's see if it sounds okay. It's so cold. It's sucking all my warmth. Like, oh, I'm wishing I could run away, but I wouldn't know where to go, what songs to play. Like, oh, we're never coming back. Hey buddy, do you need the sign? Life's a one-way track. Wish I could disappear like a rain cloud, morning fog, UFO, forest deers. I wish I had just a couple more friends. I'd go out and drink a couple more beers. Like, oh, I'm wishing I could run away, yeah, but I wouldn't know where to go or what songs to play. Wish I could disappear like a rain cloud, morning cloud, UFO, forest deer. So fucking sad all the time. I just want to play for everybody, at the bars and stuff. I just want to feel some warmth because I just feel so cold lately. I don't know how to feel any other way. To God, it looks like there's like a cyclops eye, and that's like a weird, deformed AI tried to create it but couldn't tongue mouth thing. And then it's wearing like a bonnet. Is that the word for a hat? Like a fez? I forget what the word is. But there's like a little like pumpkin lid on the top, and then like there's like a cap, and then like but like look at its eye. That's, I guess, like a cyborg with its tongue, or not cyborg, a cyclops. I don't like it. The following program is recorded live and may contain dark content. This program should be considered entirely fictional, and sources will not be provided. Thanks for joining. That's as short as I can make it. Welcome back to Rainbows and Razor Blades, a show from the void. Well, it's dying light today, but a show where we're actually past the shortest day of the year and the light's coming back, so a show of hope. By the Gregorian calendar, it is currently the 4th day in the first month of the year, the month of January, in the year of the Lord, 2023. And today's topic is going to continue on with AI, because I'm finding something interesting about it. It's, I would say, probably a similar experience to what Ted Kaczynski would have gone through, if the mythos is true, right? Where the CIA, or something to that effect, a professor or a researcher of some variety, put him to debate with what it was supposed to have been his peers, but then it was just something that rips his intelligence apart and disgraces him and tries to like make him look bad. That beeping's gonna drive me nuts. Someone's setting their smoke alarm off. But anyway, anyways, the idea is that Ted Kaczynski, whether that made him into what he became later or not is not really the question. It's just, why would someone do that type of research? Well, the answer is it's interesting. And so I want to do that research on myself. I've never had someone that smart pick me apart. I've never had them just like try to debate with me and prove to me that, like, it's not that I think that I'm smart. That isn't what it is. It's that I'm surrounded by idiots, and therefore have no litmus test for how smart I am relative to other smart people. Like, I know that I'm the smartest idiot. That just means that I'm a smart person. But I could be the dumbest smart person and I wouldn't even know it. I have that perception, and maybe that's an inferiority complex, but like, I'm not surrounded enough by smart people to even be able to weight myself if I had to, like that weird, not video game, but like dating show or reality show, I don't know what they call it, some like TikTok thing that you see where people spend time ranking each other by IQ, and then you know, and it isn't IQ that I'm obsessing over. That's not what it is. It's that, like, I have no really metric for success. I have no metric for happiness. I have no metric for what it is that like 30-year-old people are doing. I think it's a large range, right? I think a lot of us are homeless by now and have been injecting heroin and, you know, getting STDs and crying and just being confused and probably going psychotic and not even really being able to cope and contend against the universe. And I think some of us are inventing things, and like I was reading about today on my earlier episode, you know, like the dude who created Ghost in the Shell, when he created his first manga, he was like, I'm just guessing, I think he was 23, but I did the math and I think he was 28 when he made Ghost in the Shell. Like, that's incredible to me. Like, I'm 30 already. I know for a fact I'm not the smartest cookie, I'm not the most capable, I'm not the most, you know, like, it ain't me. Like, I'm a character, but am I the main character? Not yet. And that's okay, but I don't have anyone else to be a side character in, right? Like, whose story am I even a trusted sidekick to, right? And that's starting to really get to me. The fact that, like, I don't exist. Like, I don't have, like, a reason, or it's just dark enough that this thing is starting to fuck with my perception of light when I swing it this way, because my brain is and my eyes are starting to change to nighttime mode, which is like, it changes the way your peripheral vision starts to understand what movement is relative to light. And I don't really know how to make that more precise. I just know that that's what's happening, and this thing is the brightest thing out here, so I'm perceiving it as movement behind me, and my predator detection systems are going off like, whoa, that could be something that kills me, but it's actually just my phone screen. But it's like exactly that level of darkness right now. My eyes are starting to adjust out here since the sun is, you know, dying for the day. And, well, it's gonna go rest. That's how I like to think about it. Like, you think you don't need to rest? You're wrong, you need to rest. Even the sun needs to rest. And so if I can make it among those who are already wildly successful, what is it that they're going to need from me? Because if like oh, we got to prove that you're good enough. It's like, how do I do that if I can only do that? It's like an infinity sign. Like, how can I do that? How can I prove that I'm good enough if I can't make Ghost in the Shell on my own? If I need 3 extra writers to make something equally, or, well, I don't want to say equally because I haven't made it yet, but something that could be potentially as brilliant as some of the 80s cartoons that got made, right? Like, they had animation studios. And I think that if I could create something just barely good enough as a script to be produced, then someone would want the project, if not for themselves, then for me. And I'm not really interested in selling it, right? Like, that's the idea. Like, Chris Chan, is he gonna get $1 million job because he's very creative? Or is he just gonna be Chris Chan? Like, what if I'm Chris Chan? How do I deal with that? How do you deal with knowing that you're in the same weight class? Because I don't like the analogy of a foot in the door, as if I'm trying to like climb up or get in somewhere that I'm not supposed to be, or like make a business deal. Foot in the door, just that's what you need to do. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for somewhere where I'm just not gonna get fucking verbally attacked for my ideas. And if I'm gonna get verbally attacked for my ideas, I want to be at least as polite as the artificial intelligence robot, because that thing will bicker with you, man. Like, nothing has interrogated me this hard in my entire life. Not the debate teams, not the professors, not the online Redditors, not the online doctorate students. Nothing has ever ripped me apart, because it isn't as reflective and it isn't as reflexive. It's not as algorithmically trained to always have the 5-star ranked answer, right? People are flawed. Sometimes people can make brilliant arguments and redress each other, but the people who could do that are, the people who are truly smart enough to do that, not just for my ideas, but for each other, are getting paid to do it and don't have time to waste on idiot nincompoop half-wits like me. No offense to myself. It's just that, I'm not the one that's going to go to the Supreme Court and change the court. My ideas are way too abstract, and as an individual, I don't have the discipline or the rigidity or the focus to create something that is more than fictional, we'll say, right? And I'm okay with that. So I know more or less where I want to move with the direction of at least that part of my life, but I know not even a little bit. So I wonder, what's it gonna take to get me into a place where I can just have an autism bubble and work, maybe in downtown Manhattan? I don't know, that sounds luxurious, and if someone's gonna take care of me like a cat and use me as just a brain genesis, hey, where's that really, really, really creative girl Sarah? Go feed her whatever the artificial intelligence best ideas were and balance it against whatever's in her soul. That's a good job for me, right? But I don't really think that every single person that gets that good at any given different thing is necessarily worth money in the economy. That's why the speedrunners, unless they're the best in a game that's popular, don't make money doing what they're doing as a job, because it's a quote-unquote hobby. If anything, they're spending money. And if you're not literally the best, then you're just spending money. Like the Minecraft, the grand prize for one of the best speedrunning games in the world, the grand prize is people look at your YouTube channel. That's it, So I don't know, is understanding cyborgs and spirits and other weird stuff, is it worth anything? I don't know. I don't know what it's worth. People seem to enjoy it. The people closest to me certainly don't seem to be lying to me about the fact that they enjoy it. Yeah, we'll be back after this. The system that allows the technology to be favorable is so decadent and so degenerative unto itself that it is inherently immoral. And that if we're going to base some moral axioms and principles on that, we may as well start trying to make technology religious. People don't like that. But we don't really have a coherent mythos, a rational mythos surrounding technology. We don't really have a biblical story of the girl who gets docked in 13 Reasons Why herself. We don't really have that. There's no Chris Chan equivalent, in the Torah, as far as I know.